Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to Sonoma, California. We're here, it's week 22, and we are here for race 15 of the 2004 season. Now it's a little bit of a different intro. We are here in happy hour. Um, yeah, we'll kind of go over the track layout going into this weekend. We'll go over qualifying, practice times, and then we'll get into the race. So this should be a short little intro, and we'll give you a layout of the track. Kind of look at these cars coming on and off pit road here. So you see here's our last year's winner, Kurt Busch, followed by Michael Waltrip. Alright, well we're going to do a lap around here, Sonoma, so you guys kind of get an idea. First up, you want to set up your lap right here. Turn 11, the hairpin, 180 degrees, flat, quite challenging, big time passing zone. There goes Waltrip to the inside, he's going to get a good run. There's the start finish line, so you're going to go into this little kink there, and you go up the hill, turn 1, keep left, and then you'll go right to turn 2, keep right, then you'll kind of go up the hill, then you'll transition kind of downhill, and then you want to not slide too much to the 97, really sideways right there. Really difficult transition. Now you're going downhill. Camera doesn't really do much justice. Into this right-hander. Look out for that wall there. Short shoot. Into this next right-hander. Keep it nice and wide. Keep it nice and tidy if you can. And you'll keep left for these next two little curbs. Then you keep it right. Start the S's. Then you go left. And then you go right. Michael Waltrip's pulling away from Kurt Busch right here. 97 is struggling. This does not have the turn. So go left, then you go right, and then just like that, you're already back at the hairpin. Heavy braking zone. Look for passes to be set up here. Then you roll along there, and then you got the final turn, you're already back at the start-finish line. Well, with that being said, we'll go over qualifying. Your pole setter, his teammate, Jeff Burton. We got Matt Kenseth, there's Jeff Gordon, Brian Vickers, Mark Martin, your top 5. See if you can't pick out your favorite driver and where they are starting for tomorrow's race. Jeff Green down here at the bottom. That's not what I want. Here's the practice sheet. Dale Jr. didn't seem to practice very well, but alrighty, well, we will fast forward this, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for race day. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sonoma, California. As you hear in the background, the drivers to your cars over the PA system. The drivers will be climbing in today. You see, you got Jeff Burton there on the pole with the 99 car. Looks like Roush front row lockout with Hendrick starting row 2. Should be a good one here today. It's hot on this Sunday afternoon. It is race 15, the final race of Fox's portion of the season before we get down into NBC. A couple drivers to kind of look out for. We got Jeff Gordon starting third there. Tony Stewart, in my opinion, should be fast, but he is starting deep in the field, starting next to his teammate. And last year's winner, Kurt Busch, we talked about him happy hour yesterday. And yeah, we'll have to see. This will be a little bit of a different style video with it being on a road course and all, but yeah, we will get the command to fire engines, and then we will get your starting lineup.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command to fire engines. You see these engines roar to life. The drivers are strapped in and we're ready to go. Setting down to get your starting lineup. Row 1, we got Jeff Burton to his outside, his teammate Matt Kenseth. Row 2, Brian Vickers, Jeff Gordon. Row 3, Mark Martin and Jimmy Johnson. Row 4, Dale Jr., Dale Jarrett. Row 5, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman. Row 6, we got Kevin Harvick, Jamie McMurray. Row 7, Casey Mears, Joe Nemechek. Row 8, Terry Labonte, Greg Biffle. Row 9, Bobby Labonte. There's Tony Stewart, one of our favorites. We'll have to keep an eye on him. Rounding out your top 20, we got Paul Menard, Michael Waltrip. Seemed pretty quick in practice from what we were watching. Another road course specialist back there. I believe this is row 11. Robbie Gordon, Bill Elliott. We got Kenny Wallace, Steve Park. Jeremy Mayfield. Looks like Dave Blaney. Elliott Sadler, Ricky Rudd. Sterling Marlin, Kyle Petty. Christian Fittipaldi racing for Joe Gibbs Racing this week. Alongside him, Ricky Craven. We got Jimmy Spencer, Jack Sprague, Buckshot Jones, Kenny Schrader, Ward Burton, Mike Wallace, Jerry Nadeau. Behind him, Carl Long. And John Andretti's next to Carl Long. And starting last, we got Jeff Green. We got 28 laps around this 11-corner course, just over 2 miles in length. Out here in Sonoma, California. This is race 15 of 30. So this will be really interesting to see who can capitalize as we go through the summer months. We'll have to see if there's any wrecks, if there's any yellows, how many laps they can make it on fuel. Also, weekend winners, the trucks were off, the late models were off. So then it was Nashville they raced in. Who? Ron Hornaday returned to victory lane from Nashville. And then the trucks were off. The trucks will return shortly. They are off next week, and they are back at the Milwaukee Mile. There's the outside line. A huge stack up there. That's going to be a messy start. Everyone's piling into everybody. But Jeff Burton looks like he's going to get caught back up. We got the Jeffs on the inside. And we are green for 28 laps around Sonoma. There, Matt Kenseth got a great jump. Vickers clears. And the Jeffs did not get a good jump. Jeff Gordon almost got, yeah, I believe it did get taken 3 wide by Mark Martin. Right here, this is a very serious transition as you get over the hill. Try and keep it out of the dirt and the grass, the dried grass. And it's really easy. Try not to swing wide and smoke that wall back there. There goes Mark Martin trying to make a move. Dale Jarrett's making a move on Mark. 3 wide. Looks like Jimmy's going to prevail, at least for now. Jimmy and Mark are going at it. Jimmy's going to hold off Mark Martin. There's Ryan Newman trying to get around Kurt Busch. Meanwhile, back up front, Matt Kenseth, starting second, is able to drive away and looks like he's going to lead lap 1. And the whole field's going. Anybody does not need more bonus points at that 17 car. But he's fast. He's earned it. They are executing, and they are doing what they need to do. There's rookie Brian Vickers. He's very familiar with running second. There's Bobby Labonte holding off Tony Stewart as of right now. Like there was some type of tire smoke, tire marks down there in turn 1. See if anybody's got any damage at all. The back of the pack. Oh, we got some folks on pit road. Let's go see what happened. Alright, it was a pretty big stack up back here. Ooh, the 22 just jacked him up. The 72 got in the 43. That's kind of what happened there. Ooh, look out. Carl Long scrapping right there with John Andretti and Ken Schrader. There's Mike Skinner. John Andretti's not letting Carl Long get away. Meanwhile, there's Christian Fittipaldi, Buckshot Jones. They had pitted Ward Burton. And here comes your leader, Matt Kenseth. Yeah, one thing these guys are going to be doing a lot is shifting. Right now, Matt Kenseth, second gear. There's third gear. Back down to second. Roll around there. Start the S's. Second gear. Still second gear. There's third gear. Lifts right there. Still third gear. There's fourth. He'll carry fourth all the way down to the hairpin. Went a little wide right there, but able to keep it on track. There's third, there's second. All the way down to first gear down there. There's second. Into third. He gets to fourth before the line. Lifts right there, lets the car settle. Into the brakes. Into third, into second, going around turn 2. He shifts to third momentarily. Keeps it in third, downshifts to second, and comes down the hill in second gear. There's Gordon sitting third. Dale Jarrett's having himself a good little run, sitting there sixth. Dale Jr.'s seventh. Jamie McMurray found rounding out your top 10. This race will be really interesting with strategy and the different ways of how to attack this race. There's Bobby Labonte making a pass on Biffle. Bobby's up 2 spots in this race. There's Robbie Gordon, Steve Park. Ooh, Jeff Green's making a move on Skinner back here. Yeah, Matt Kenseth was able to put a pretty good time in. Vickers does have the fastest lap, but that last time by, Kenseth was able to pull away. Yeah, Michael Waltrip right here didn't qualify very good. We'll have to see how his team comes up with the strategy to get him track position. I believe that 15 car is pretty quick. It's just going to be a matter of time if he can either follow Tony Stewart up through the field or, you can always pass somebody getting on and off pit road. Jeff Burton had a tire go down. That is not good. I guess I didn't even realize he was not inside the top 10. It's a heartbreaker for that team. They are 1 lap down. Let's go see if we can figure out what happened to them. Alright, this is lap 2. He's sitting third, right in front of Jeff Gordon. There goes the tire. Gets it off in the dry grass, in the dirt. Ooh, that was a very dangerous spot. Kind of surprised NASCAR didn't throw the yellow. But now he's 1 lap down. I believe the only car 1 lap down. That is correct. Ward Burton was over half a lap down, but there's Terry Labonte just in front of his brother, Bobby Labonte. Joe Nemechek's in a really good position here. Casey Mears trying to catch up on his teammate. Matt Kenseth still just pulling away. Next time by will be 21 laps to go. Next week we got NBC. Introducing NBC, we will be at Daytona on the high banks. Kurt Busch is back there. Looks like he's trying to pressure Ryan Newman. Looks like he missed the corner. Here comes McMurray trying to catch up. It's Kurt Busch catching up to Newman right here. Had a really strong run. Those Casey Mears trying to catch up to Jamie McMurray. Everyone's just kind of minding their business. P's and Q's. Hanging out. Trying to make it to the finish. There's Ricky Red, Sterling Marlin duking it out for 26th. Like Steve Park is going in the wrong direction. Craven and Nadu almost made contact. Oops. Next time by will be 20 laps to go. Newman's distanced himself from Kurt Busch a little bit. Looks like Dale Jr.'s trying to catch up to Dale Jarrett. Like Gordon's kind of closing in on his teammate just a wee bit. Let's go on board Jeff Gordon for a lap here. See what he sees. And we've got pit stops. Is anybody going to stay out here and try and lead a lap? There goes Terry Labonte. He's staying out. Yeah, there's a couple things I noticed right there. We went in the cockpit of Jeff Gordon. One, just the control he had. He may have slipped a little bit. You saw off turn 10, he got really, really tight. But other than that, though, he was in control. And just the elevation changes. You know, with these TV cameras, they don't really do justice. The up and down and up and over. But it looks like maybe a 2-stopper, maybe a 3-stopper. Yeah, if you pit at lap 9, it's 9, 18, and 27. You'll be 1 lap short. If you go 9, 19, and then 28, who knows? But here come Terry Labonte, Greg Biffle. They're trying to stretch it. Trying to stretch the 2-stopper. 17.5. We got lap traffic here. Jeff Gordon trying to get around the 10. Buckshot Jones. As Dale Jr. lost a ton of ground. There's the 10 all the way back on the 24. There's the 1 and the 16 in the pits. Will the 1 lead a lap or will it be the 16? Looking for that bonus point. It's going to be who can win the race off pit road. Right side's going on the car. The 1 drops first. Here comes the 17 up off the final corner right here. Will he beat him back to pit road? He will, or back to the start-finish line. Jeff Gordon still sits 3rd, 4th, 5th. They might cycle fairly decent right here. they're going to cycle really well. But this is really going to just jumble everybody up right here. Look out. Are we under caution? We're under caution. I missed it. For what? Let's go see why we're under yellow. Alright, this is why we're under yellow. This is lap 10. Next time by will be 18 to go. Harvick's a little slower. Bobby slips. Oh, Tony Stewart, I think, just misjudges it. Big hit for Bobby. Look out. Nascar has to throw the yellow there. Yeah, so I think just right here, I just think... Because you see just the gap right here. Tony Stewart catches on Bobby. And Bobby was kind of pulling away from Stewart the whole race. I just think the 29 was kind of holding them both up. The 18 slightly misses the corner. And then just gets tagged. This be a good angle here. Yeah. Just a couple guys going for the same piece of track. Shorten up the front and rear of the car. But, yeah, well, that'll be that. That'll shave off a few laps here under yellow, and we'll see you when we go back green. Alright, well, that was a quickie yellow. Looks like the 99 was able to get back on the lead lap. There he is back there. Looks like the 18 is missing a rear bumper cover. No, it's just pushed in. So then we got Matt Kenseth there, Brian Vickers, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon's back there as well. This was Daytona or Talladega. I was Matt Kenseth. I would not like to see those many Chevrolets lined up like that, but this is a road course as Vickers gets into the back of Kenseth. As you see back here, just accordions like crazy. Try not to turn nobody. Everyone's just kind of pushing their way through. Everyone's trying to catch back up without getting a penalty. If the green flag is back out, Vickers and Kenseth pull away fairly evenly. It looks like Gordon's going to kind of miss the start a little bit again. He missed the initial start. There goes Jimmy Johnson looking to try and pounce maybe for third. Not able to get the drive out of the corner. Vickers runs a little wide. Here comes Gordon trying to pounce on his teammate. Vickers is able to defend so far. Everybody survived back here, it appears so. Gordon's all over the back end of Vickers. Vickers, yeah, looks like Gordon got loose right there. He really had to lift. There goes Dale Jarrett. Oh, we got one around. Looks like Joe Nemechek's around. Michael Waltrip's got damage. Yeah, yellow flag is back out as we near halfway. Matt Kenseth comes out of turn 10, going down into 11. So he looks to hold off the 5 and the 24. There goes Terry Labonte trying to make a move on Craig Biffle. Biffle actually made the spot. Terry Labonte's trying to get him back. Does not look like he will. We saw the 25 got turned around sideways. Let's go see what happened here. Is there 3 wide at the line? Ooh, that almost didn't work. So here's Joe Nemechek. Restarted 13th. Going for a pass on Dale Jr. here. Looks like he's trying to go around the outside. A little aggressive. Goes very wide. Ooh, and they're 3 wide. I just don't know if he knows that there were 3 wide. There's Michael Waltrip, Tony Stewart. It looks like it was just a little simple spin right there. Everybody scatters. This is where you kind of funnel, trying to race back to the line, and end up secondary wrecks and spins. Tony Stewart down there in the grass. These guys are 3 wide going through the S's. Everybody seems to have survived. But, yeah, we will see when we go back green here. Alrighty, well, under that yellow flag period, the 80 actually lost a tire, and Matt Kenseth ended up pitting. You see him down here at the bottom. So we got a new leader, and Jeff Gordon. So this is where stuff gets interesting, because There's a different strategy playing along here. As Jimmy Johnson gets a good jump on Gordon, and they're leaving Mark Martin in the dust back there. How can Jeff Gordon control this race? Johnson goes really wide right there. Goes wide again. Slips the tire. We got a wreck. Yellow flag is back out. We will follow the race back to the line. There's Mark Martin trying to catch up on Jimmy Johnson. Unable to right there. Terry Labonte goes a little wide. McMurray trying to make the pass. They're going to be side by side for 6th. Here comes Newman. Can he possibly get 7th from Terry? Oh, Terry's actually going to hold off McMurray. Newman almost gets into McMurray. See Jeff Gordon right there hangs on fairly easily over teammate Jimmy Johnson. Kurt Busch almost gets into Newman. Alright, let's go see what brought out this 3rd yellow. Alrighty, well, we got a little bit of a weird one here. The 77 does not go. Stacks up that whole line. And now these guys are coming out of the hairpin right there. Tony Stewart involved in his 3rd incident of the day. That one's going to cause a little bit more damage. Yeah, it looks like the 77 did not really go. And Sterling Marlin was wanting to go. Right there, just doesn't really fire. You see Kevin Harvick on pit road. We got an update about him. You see him smoking. That's an engine gone. But gets tagged by the 40. Gets into the 20. Looks like the 4 and 32 go wide to try and avoid the 20. Sterling Marlin tags the 20. He's in the fence. But yeah, that is going to be probably day ender for the 29. He's blowing up. Here's your new top 5. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin, Dale Jarrett, and Greg Biffle. We will see you. Hopefully we can get this last 10 laps or so run to the finish. Alrighty, we are back. The only car out of this race is Kevin Harvick. There's Dave Blaney catching up to the back of the field. We got new leader Dale Jarrett over Ryan Newman. There's Casey Mears. Michael Waltrip's got some track position now. Elliott Sadler's moved up. Bobby Labonte, Jack Sprague. There's Jeff Gordon. Matt Kenseth, probably your fastest car of the day, ended up pitting there as well. He's fallen back fairly significantly. The 5's back there as well. And see the 24 with damage on his right side. He got T-boned in the pits. But, yeah, see what we got stacking up here. Hopefully everyone can keep it clean here. Keep it green to the finish. We got a 10-lap run to the end. And we are going back green here in Sonoma. Green flag is out. Who can stay out and have enough fuel and enough tires to the finish? Casey Mears is all over the back of the Newman, and he turns Newman! Brian Newman's off in the grass. Everyone seems to get around him. He joins next to the 7 car in front of his teammate. Everyone appears to be alive. And Dale Jr.'s on pit road. There goes Bobby Labonte throwing it in big time on Sadler. For 5th, they're going to be side by side here. Yellow flag is back out. This one might just finish under yellow. I mean, we'll still get a couple restarts here, but the way it's going. Can Jeff Gordon peek inside the top 5 here? Trying to hold off Jack Sprague. He will do just that for now. There goes Kurt Busch with an aggressive move to the inside of Kenny Wallace. go see what happened to Dale Jr. and why he's got damage. Alrighty, so this is on the restart. You're going to see him go 3 wide here at the line. The 80 is going to get a run on the 91. 31's outside. What happens here? Ooh, the 91 gets tagged. Look out! Ooh! Junior goes for a slide. Looks like he gets high centered or something out there. Yeah, he's right there. He gets tagged by the 80. Ooh, just sliding through the grass and dirt. Doesn't really have control. The 8's high centered. Have to tow it back to the pit lane. What happened to Kyle Petty? So here those guys are going off an off-track excursion. They go sliding through the grass. Kyle Petty goes wide. Ryan Newman has his issues. Get through this part fairly clean. Oh my gosh! Was not expecting that. Hard hit. Dave Blaney goes for a crazy slide. So what even happened? So there goes the 45. He goes wide. They just kind of meet in the middle. Horrible hit for Kyle Petty. Man, Dave Blaney just sliding through the dirt and grass. There's zero grip out there. Yeah, I don't know. They just kind of met in the middle. I feel like Kyle could have been a little bit more right, but Blaney could have been a little bit more left, and Blaney could have been a little bit more right. Boom, he hit that wall at 89 miles an hour. And that barrier just grabbed his car. But hopefully Kyle Petty will be okay. We'll see if he can get checked and released from the infield care center here. But we're coming to 8 laps to go. Here's your updated top 5. Jarrett, Mears, Waltrip, Sadler, and Jeff Gordon's now been promoted to 5th. But yeah, we'll see you guys when we go back green. And we are back green here. Dale Jarrett, basically everybody in front of Gordon just pitted. Guys, hopefully they can make it to the end. Maybe they know something we don't. Kurt Busch right there giving a tap to his teammate. This time by will be 6 to go. Yeah, all these guys just pitted. Maybe they can go to the end. I don't know. But here comes Kenny Wallace sitting 4th. He had a great start to the season this year and it's kind of cooled off. Nadeau gets turned by his teammate. Jerry Nadeau gets turned by Buckshot Jones. Everybody looks like they get through it. They get clear. Is the green still out? It is not. Ooh, the 25's off. What happened to Nemechek? Oh, there's 3 wide right there. Jimmy Spencer gets a hold of Nemechek. And the race back to the line. It's going to go Jeff Gordon's way. See all these guys throwing it off into the hairpin there. Alrighty, well here's your updated top 5. Gordon, Johnson, Biffle, Wallace, that's Kenny, and Mark Martin. Hopefully we can get this thing restarted before this race finishes under yellow. Alright, we're here under a quickie caution. It'll be a restart with 4 laps to go. If we get another quickie yellow, it'll be a restart with probably 1, maybe 2 laps to go here. But can Jeff Gordon hold off his teammate Jimmy Johnson? These guys are going to beat and bang. Hopefully these next 4 laps will finish under green. Johnson pile drives it back into Gordon. Everyone's kind of leaning on each other going through the hairpin there. Still 40 cars out here on the lead lap. And we are green. Jeff Gordon gets a great jump right there. Biffle all over the back of the Johnson. I don't think Johnson can go full offense right here. He's going to have to defend a little bit from Biffle. Biffle goes wide. Now he's got Kenny Wallace all over the back of him, but he's able to defend because now Wallace has Mark Martin all over him. Kenny Wallace goes wide. Here comes Mark Martin looking for fourth. He is there and he is clear. We have survived up to this point. Now we just need to spread out a little bit. Get a little distance right here. Can Jimmy Johnson chase down Jeff Gordon? Can Kenny Wallace get back past? Can last year's winner finish in the top 5? There's Jamie McMurray all over the back end of Mayfield. He bumps him. The bump and run. Mayfield tries to get back on track. Look out! Almost takes down that wall that jets out. That's going to cost Mayfield a couple spots. He may not be too happy right there with the 42. See John Andretti up to 11th. There goes Vickers. He's made a handful of spots up on this restart, and he's going for more. He made up 4 spots on that restart. It's about a half a second has divided the top 2. There's Gordon going over the hill. There's Johnson, Biffle, Mark Martin, Kenny Wallace there. Kurt Busch is coming down the hill. We saw that bump and run right there. Can Mayfield get back to Jamie McMurray and pay him back? Terry Labonte goes very wide. Here comes Mayfield. Vickers is all over the back of him. He got around John Andretti. He's looking to try and get past Mayfield. Jeremy's been used up this last couple laps right here. How aggressive will Vickers be? Next time by will be 2 laps to go. I'm pretty sure if a yellow comes out now, race will be over. Jeff Gordon's pitting. Why is Jeff Gordon pitting? Can't make it to the end on fuel. Johnson now takes the lead. Last year, Greg Biffle won Watkins Glen on a 2-stopper. Can he win Sonoma off a 3 or 2-stopper? I don't know. He sits second now. He's going to have to really close on Jimmy Johnson right here. Yeah, Jeff Gordon said it ran out of gas. He didn't have enough fuel. Jack Sprague Mayfield on pit road. He's had a rough last 3 laps or so. So we'll kind of go through here, pick out your favorite drivers, see how they're running so far. There's Jimmy Johnson. Next time by will be white flag. Anybody, how close is fuel? Can they make it to the end here? What will Johnson do? Will he stay right? Will he go left? Johnson staying right. Mark Martin's pitting. Wallace, Busch, McMurray's pitting. Terry Labonte, Vickers stay out. White flag is out. Final lap. Biffle versus Johnson. Do they both have the fuel? The white flag is out. Final lap. This race is official. Here comes Biffle. He's closing ever so slightly. I just don't know if he has enough. Johnson's been really good all day. You just can't force a mistake right here. And if he's close on gas, he can't be slamming throttle. Might be a top 5 there for Buckshot Jones if he can hang on. You see right there, Greg Biffle's digging. That car's sliding all over the place. Johnson's been following his teammate all race. Jeff Gordon doesn't have the gas. Jimmy Johnson may have gotten a little too much curb right there, but I think he's got enough breathing room. Johnson's out of gas. Biffle's gonna stay out. Johnson does not have the fuel to make it around through the final hairpin. And Greg Biffle, as long as he can accelerate. Biffle's gonna win at Sonoma. Unbelievable. Terry Labonte's gonna finish second. Vickers third. Buckshot Jones fourth. Robbie Gordon fifth. Jeff Burton rebounds to a sixth. There's Ward Burton seventh. Jeff Green eighth. Ken Schrader ninth. Mike Skinner 10th. Junior. You see this topsy-turvy. A lot of these guys are kind of towards the back half of the field. All race. Tony Stewart's going to finish 30th. They'll definitely be pretty disappointed with that. They wanted more. Drag race for 33rd. And Jeff Gordon and Matt Kenseth 35th and 6th. Nemechek's there's got damage. But Greg Biffle is your winner here in Sonoma. Terry Labonte, Vickers. See where your favorite driver finished today. No, Jeff Burton was one lap down. He did not finish top 10. Jimmy Johnson still finished 10th after running out of gas. But, yeah, well, next week we will have NBC with the coverage. Fox is signing off after this race till the 2005 season. And, yeah, next week we are rolling into Daytona. 40 laps there, action-packed. And, yeah, we'll update these points and we'll be right back. Alrighty, well, this is the updated points as of race 15. We got Matt Kenseth still in the lead. 48 points back is Ryan Newman. Jeff Gordon is 50 points back. He lost a spot to Newman. Jimmy Johnson, Brian Vickers, right around 70 points back. They both gained a spot on Jeff Burton. He's about 80 back. Biffle picks up 2 on Sterling Marlin and Kurt Busch. They're all within 100. Dale Jr. picks up a spot. He's at 400 points flat. Terry Labonte picks up a whopping 4 points. He's only 114 back. Mayfield loses 3 spots. Harvick, after a last place finish, drops 5 spots. Yeah, Mark Martin picks up 2. Tony Stewart drops 2. Robert Gordon picks up 4. And that might be the biggest mover right there with Terry Labonte and Robert Gordon. I wouldn't say the biggest loser is probably Kevin Harvick. Ken Schrader picked up a decent amount of spots. But yeah, so that was that. We got 60 unique point scores so far throughout the season. About 39 people have now eclipsed 200 points. And 10 people have eclipsed 400, and only 1 has eclipsed 500 points throughout halfway through the year. And just kind of see here. So as of race 30, Jimmy Johnson scored 987 points. And then race 15 of last season, the point leader had 535 points scored. So, yeah, and then second place had 527. So as of this point last year, there was 3 people with 500 points scored at least. But, yeah, well, yeah, that's that. So we will head out to Daytona cross country and begin NBC's portion of the season. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, we'll see you next time.